During the pandemic, despite a lot of suspicion and criticism and unfavorable views against China from many countries, especially Europe, North American countries, but in MENA region, you see favorable or unchanged views and public opinion toward China. And not only Arab parameters, but also Arab youth surveys and surveys done by many other researchers show that the popularity and the favorable views toward China remain very high, especially compared to another superpower like USA. So it is an interesting phenomenon. The reasons behind this are follows. First of all, for a long time, China is a latecomer to the MENA region. China doesn't have colonial history, doesn't have conflicting involvement in region compared to USA and European powers, which either has colonial history, has this historical baggage and legacy, or has recent memories like a war in Iraq and in Afghanistan. So this is actually, comparatively speaking, China is clean, let's say. And besides that, recently China has been engaging in many of soft power and cultural diplomacy campaigns across the globe and including MENA regions. And this result actually in a very good reception, because they see China is providing educational opportunities and giving scholarship to the students, giving the capacity building training program for the Arab officials, and offering language courses through Confucius Institute and other programs, and presenting media narratives and telling the story, Chinese good stories well, and building China's image. So all these policies and drives has received a relatively favorable reception in MENA regions. China showed very determined and powerful measures to counter COVID-19, especially domestically first, like contain the virus in 3 or 4 months in an effective way. And after that, China has been sharing its experience. So I remembered we received English and Arabic and other translations of the Chinese treatment plans toward COVID-19. Because China is the first country to be hit by the COVID, and China is also the first country to start the testing the COVID vaccines. So we know Sinopharm, Sinovac, and other vaccination. China has cooperated with UAE to conduct first experiment, the phase 3 of the Sinopharm in the UAE. In fact, I was a volunteer for that too. So, and this traditional method of vaccination, I think, helped to contain or stop the waves of the vaccine to some extent. And after that, of course, other vaccine also comes out and also effectively control the pandemic. So all this, I think, at least it shows Chinese leadership and determination to fight COVID during this period of time. But during the same time, I think other big powers, for example, USA, the world look up USA for leadership, for to lead the world fight against this pandemic. But the USA is so busy with domestic politics, didn't show much leadership and determination in fighting this pandemic. I think that's why explains why China is favorable of reception among the MENA regions. China has this drive for Belt and Road Initiative to invest in infrastructure and economic development programs through modernization, industrialization, digitalization. In the same page, the many Muslim majority countries, including UAE, they are also going through this economic diversification, what they call post-oil economy. So they need industrialization, they need the modernization, they need to diversify its economy, and they need the digitalization. So this area, I define China as a very good partner in terms of this. And as I said earlier, there's not much historical legacy or like hostility between China and the Muslim countries. And so they could start this kind of relations very effectively, and they can start from these practical areas of cooperation.